All right, man. We're back. We're back again with Channel 5. Now, I saw Andrew post it again, and it's about Palestine, man. You see the title? It's about Palestine. What are the chances? Now, I've been learning a lot more about the ongoing conflict out there. You know, off camera. And it's absolutely perfect. We got Andrew out here. I'm assuming boots on the ground, like he loves to do, you know? He's getting out there, getting real info, straight from the people, straight from the source. So we should be learning quite a lot from this video. This might be a sad one because of what's going on out there, man. Free Palestine. Rest in peace to all the lives lost in this terrible war, man. I hate what they're doing out there, but hey, let's get it. Let's watch. Let's learn.
An illegal settler within the Palestinian territories.
Whoa, man, wait.
This is
right off the bat.
An illegal settler within the Palestinian territory.
Look at the background. Wait, what are these? Is this for water storage? But man, look at the land. Holy, it looks wild out there.
Now maybe you'll see him with the normal uniform, but in the night he wear the soldier uniform and he come back and start searching houses and interrogating people.
He is one among hundreds of thousands of people who've migrated from either Israel or abroad to assist in the active colonization of Palestine's West Bank, which begins less than 20 miles east of the Gaza Strip. He lives in a makeshift compound or an outpost settlement above a Palestinian village with a group of mostly teenagers who spend their free time attacking, terrorizing, sometimes killing and burning the homes of Palestinians at all hours of the night and day.
Whoa, wait, what?
For reasons of their own.
I don't give a shit.
So a settler is a person who decided to move to Palestine from the United States or any other part of the world because they are privileged that they have a Jewish root in their families.
Isn't it technically in violation of the 1967 agreement for these settlements to exist?
Yes, exactly. And today when you hear in the news about what they call it the two-state solution, it's just a bullshit.
We must
He said bullshit. The two-state solution, I'm assuming, is allowing them to coexist, right? Israel and Palestine coexisting.
chart a course for a two-state solution.
There can be a better future.
France is pushing a three-pronged plan to make statehood a reality.
As much as we can speak out and ask the whole world to help us, don't destroy our beautiful life. Oh my gosh. No one can keep these people away from us. Damn. Earlier this morning they ran over one of the ducks. Oh no! Yesterday they ran over our dogs and sheep just to take their dead carcasses and throw them in front of our houses. Jesus Christ, bro. This is just torture. What the hell? That's so... The animals didn't even do anything.
Palestinian communities.
Israeli settlers... hold on. No, I'm going to read that. Israeli settlers filmed torturing lambs in a Palestinian-owned pen in the West Bank. See, that's not like... Bro, the animals didn't do shit, bro. What are you guys torturing the animals for? At least kill them if you're going to kill them. What are you torturing them for? That doesn't make any sense. Extremist settler violence. I didn't know about the settlers, man. So it's just they just come there and just like just wreak havoc.
Brutal assaults caught on camera.
Oh, come on, don't.
Drawing international criticism.
Whenever you see videos of settlers attacking villages around
homes and cars with stones and set fire to like, you guys are just like, is there even any argument that these people are doing some type of good? Like, no, you're just evil.
around here, where are these settlers coming from? Are they coming from nearby colonies, different countries, from inside the state of Israel itself?
You know, most of these settlers are actually coming from abroad.
Our pre-production advisor, who has extensive experience filming settlers, told us that while quite dangerous, we'd be safe around them as long as we kept the cameras rolling.
Your camera will have an almost prophylactic effect. To some extent, a cone of safety, because the settlers and the IDF who are protecting them don't want to be filmed.
At this exact moment, he is...
It's probably because you're committing fucking war crimes, bro. Why do you think they don't want to be filmed? Probably because they're evil human beings? I don't know. Probably because you're doing horrible, depraved shit in the name of what? In the name of what? Respectfully. How could you defend yourself when it comes to doing all this stuff, torturing animals and killing killing people's dogs and ducks, man.
A firearm, likely a handgun, provided by the Israeli army at the direction of the country's Minister of National Security, Itamar Ben-Gvir, an outspoken religious supremacist who believes in the total annexation of historic Judea, as it was once called within
the total annexation.
Religious supremacist who believes in the total annexation of historic Judea, as it was once
the total annexation of historical Judea. Now, I'm pretty sure annex is a very bad thing. Wow, why does he want that?
Once called within the Kingdom of Israel over 2,700 years ago.
Welcome to Israel. We are the landlords. They came with much pride, as big heroes. Look at how they look now. Not heroes and not anything. Terror supporters.
No, that's not. Wait, does he think he's making a good point? Does he think he's making a good point? Because you forced all these people to bow to you?
Welcome to Israel. We are the landlords.
We are the landlords.
They came with much pride, as big heroes. Look at how they look now. Not heroes and not anything.
Bro, I'm assuming you forced them to do this with guns. Like
terror supporters.
Itamar Ben-Gvir taunts activists who'd been detained from a Gaza aid flotilla.
Well, what happened was post-October 7th, Ben-Gvir authorized...
This guy's not a good person, is he? This is just my initial assumption. This guy's not a good person.
The release of larger numbers of high-caliber firearms, so virtually all the adults in the West Bank would have qualified for a kind of machine gun. So they were just awash with these guns, and thinly supervised at best.
Oh shit! Damn, you worked that out fast.
and thinly supervised at best.
طبعا هذا العمل العادي يعني هذا بنهتمش فيه كثير جدا هذا لأنه روتين عادي.
The villagers say they're doing their best to ignore the kid.
That guy's a settler. Oh damn, bro. I wanted to believe he was,
because taking the bait in any way could be a fatal mistake. The settler, they say, is on an intimidation run, hoping to provoke a reaction of some kind, after which he'll call in the army and have people arrested.
In a few minutes, maybe he will go there and he will call the army, the IOA.
Yeah.
And he will tell them, he will just lie, like people are attacking me, and there is also visitors.
Bro,
also trying.
That is get your, cause like, what? This guy's got balls. You got some balls. If I'm understanding correctly, okay, then this guy is like a murderer, and he's like the worst, and he's like torturing these people in this area, basically. And he's going to go over there, he's going to lie, and then get the army, and the army's going to come over here and start fucking shit up. Which is, oh man. How has he got the balls to show his face on camera? You'd think his face would at least be covered. Damn, so I wanted to believe that this guy was a good person, that he was like defending the town or something. No, so this guy's a settler. He's like one of the people torturing the animals and blowing shit up and wreaking havoc. Well, respectfully... Actually, no, disrespectfully, fuck this guy.
So to make it more complicated for the people here.
هو الحين حزمق وزعل عشان احنا ما سوينا شيء.
Ignore him. Go grab him. What the hell?
أي شيء بيشوفوه بيعتقلوه وحشية
Kill or
ولا
arrest everyone. It's violence like you've never seen.
أي شيء بيلقوه بياخذوه.
Of course.
Villagers say that the Israeli soldiers who arrive shortly after to make baseless arrests are typically just outpost settlers themselves in different outfits, which may seem a bit strange unless you get what this whole routine is about. It's about clearing the area by any means necessary. And as for the settlers, they've been given a broader license to kill than Klansmen who enacted racial terror in the American South after the Civil War, with 95% of police investigations immediately dismissed and not a single jail sentence ever handed down to an Israeli settler involved in the murder.
Because there would be war, right? Like they would start freaking out if we arrested them, I'm assuming. But like, in the West Bank, Israeli settlers who commit crimes enjoy total impunity. Since 2020, Israeli courts have not handed down any jail sentences to Jewish settlers found responsible for the deaths of Palestinian civilians, even as both the number and the severity of crimes they commit has continued to increase. Oh, wow, man.
Of a Palestinian.
He can do whatever he wants. He can raid...
Fuck no, he can't. Fuck no, he can't, bruh. You gonna get, bruh, you think you're immune? You think you're strong? You're gonna get wiped out by somebody, bro. I swear. Nobody on this planet is invincible, okay? Not a single person, bro. You'll get what's coming to you. I guarantee you will.
Motorbike or whatever. He can have sheep. He can build wherever he wants. He can do whatever he wants.
And all of this,
That's what he
and I
thinks.
mean all of this, is funded by U.S. tax dollars.
That's
I think
crazy.
it's allowed us to do.
That's actually one of the craziest parts. Look at him with his little thumb up, bro. I can't stand it. That's actually one of the craziest parts of this whole thing, man. Of this whole thing. Wait, what? What the hell? Wait, what is this? Texas man accused of threatening to shoot at a local pride event arrested by the FBI. What?
Enormous things. That really is a great honor.
But on a brighter note, welcome to our Palestine series. You're watching Channel 5.
Yo. Okay. Yeah. Oh, no.
These episodes were arranged in collaboration with the
what?
Logi Center in Bethlehem.
Wait, hold on. I want to read what this book says.
These episodes...
Directory of Arab Trade Industries, Crafts, and Professions in Palestine and Transjordan. Wow.
Episodes were arranged in
First
collaboration with the Logi Center in Bethlehem.
That is Laji
good
Center.
music.
Laji is Arabic word, is mean refugee. We run
Refugee center.
different programs, projects here. The circus school, which is at the moment there is a training for the circus school. Also here we have also boxing classes, training, it happened here. Hello, welcome to Aida refugee camp. Today is about 5,000 people live in this
5,000,
camp.
wow.
Half of this number are young people and children. Aida refugee camp is the same story of all the Palestinian refugees camp. Was established in 1950 after the catastrophe in 1948.
Aida was initially established by the United Nations shortly after the
I read
Nakba
about
or the
that.
catastrophe of 1948, which the Israelis called the War of Independence.
The Jewish state will include the ports of Haifa and Tel Aviv.
It began when
Whoa, this
5
has been
Arab
going on for
nations
so
launched
long.
attacks on Jewish cities and settlements within Palestine, most of which had been under colonial British rule through the Balfour Declaration, until it expired
reading
on
that.
the midnight of May 14th, 1948.
Britain's civic
Actually, excuse me, it might be important. All right, we're going to read this real quick. Dear Lord Rothschild, I have much pleasure in conveying to you, on behalf of His Majesty's government, the following declaration of sympathy with Jewish Zionist aspirations. Okay, so I know what this word means. I've seen this word before. I'm pretty sure... Okay, I know what this word means. I do. I swear I do. I'm pretty sure this is not good because people use it extremely negatively, which has been submitted to and approved by the cabinet. His Majesty's government view with favor the establishment in Palestine of a national home for the Jewish people. And okay, well, you don't start a sentence with and. That just aggravated me. And why is this not capitalized? What the hell? Anyway, and will use their best endeavors to facilitate the achievement of this object, it being clearly understood that nothing shall be done which may prejudice the civil and religious rights of existing non-Jewish communities in Palestine, or the rights and political status enjoyed by Jews in any other country. I should be grateful if you would bring this declaration to the knowledge of the Zionist Federation.
Until it expired on the midnight of May 14th, 1948.
Britain's civic administration is expected to withdraw by May.
The State of Israel, or the Jewish state, was declared the very next morning along the lines of a partition plan approved by the UN a year prior.
The plan was accepted by 33 votes to 13.
This sparked outrage within the Arab world, jump-starting an inevitable conflict and causing Jordan, Iraq, Lebanon, Syria, and their Palestinian counterparts to invade, but they were not successful.
All of the surrounding, they were not successful.
Israel ultimately won the war, and as a means of collective punishment, they created the Nakba, the catastrophe, forcing 750,000 Palestinians from their homes and onto places like the West Bank and Gaza Strip.
Here, 27 names of the villages, which is the families who live in Aida camp they came originally from. For lots of families, they're still keeping the key, and even though they know all their houses destroyed in 1948,
it's symbolism.
But it still gives them a hope that one day they will back again to their homes.
Do you know which village in particular on the occupation side your family first came from?
Yeah. Beit Jibrin.
Beit Jibrin was just one of around 400 villages depopulated during the Nakba. Today, it is a totally renamed kibbutz.
Welcome to Beit Jibrin,
which is the Israeli version of a socialist commune, completely inaccessible to any Palestinian.
I always heard about it from my grandparents and my childhood.
So, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt him. So, to my understanding, this is xenophobia, or is it because they're being like the reason that they're not allowed, that the Palestinians are not allowed in this beautiful pool right here, right?
Version of a socialist commune.
This beautiful pool is because they used to be here, right? And then they got kicked out, sent to the Gaza Strip. But like, I can't tell if is that xenophobia or is that because they're Jewish? It's not because they're Jewish. I'm pretty sure it's not.
Completely inaccessible to any Palestinian.
I always heard about it from my grandparents in my childhood. They used to tell us lots of stories about how was life, how many lands they own there. That's a graffiti tell the history of the Palestinians, how they were living before 1948, before the catastrophe as a farmers. And then when the catastrophe happened, they moved them to the refugees camp and they built the apartheid wall surrounding the camp.
The massive wall surrounding the camp was built in 2004 in the midst of a bloody conflict called the Second Intifada. The conflict took upwards of 5,000 lives. The Israelis say the Palestinians started it by targeting police and protests that turned violent.
That's a lie. That's a lie. We already know that's a lie. So the Israelis are the ones who are like lying and like hurting people and all this stuff. I'm not like trying to direct my hate anywhere because I feel like calling them the Israelis, I feel like that's like you're generalizing automatically because not every Israeli person, probably most likely, not every Israeli person on this planet feels the same way. But that is like, those are the people who are causing the issues.
It's a bloody conflict called the Second Intifada. The conflict took upwards of 5,000 lives. The Israelis say the Palestinians started it by targeting police and protests that turned violent. Whereas the Palestinians generally place blame on the collapse of peace talks at the Camp David summit in 2000, as well as a provocative visit by Israeli politician Ariel Sharon to the Al-Aqsa Mosque in Jerusalem, the third holiest site in Islam, which happens to also be built on a plot of land called the Temple Mount, which is the #1 holiest site in the Jewish faith. Total nightmare.
After they finished the wall, they built more than 7 military watchtowers. In this road here, we have lost 3 children from these watchtowers. Muhammad, he was in his home here in this building. 10th of November 23, he was killed from the watchtower in front of us by a sniper. He shot him a live bullet in his chest. He did nothing. He was bleeding for 10 minutes. Then the father decided to take him inside the car and take him to the hospital. When he drove down, another group of soldiers stopped the car. They took the body outside of the car and they arrested the father. They didn't give any first aid even to his child. After that, they took him to the military base. The Israeli commander called his father and he told him, come pick your son. And he doesn't know what's his situation. When they give him his son, even they didn't come with the ambulance. They came with a normal truck. And he was in a plastic bag and they threw him in the ground and the soldier left. It's not more than training for their soul.
Yo, that's like the saddest story I've ever heard in my life. What the hell? They shot him for no reason? He did nothing wrong. And then they just disrespected his body and just like, and his body, his father, his life. Oh my God, bro. Just disrespected him and then just left.
Places like Ida were never supposed to be permanent. According to UN Resolution 194, which was signed by Israel, Nakba refugees would eventually be given safe passage back to their villages, and those who chose not to return would be given compensation in the form of a reparations package.
But that resolution,
how much money? How much money you think them reparations gonna give you, bro? How much money them reparations giving out? What? Maybe 2K if they're lucky? Maybe. I don't know. That's not funny. It's just like, bro, you know them reparations ain't enough. You know it's not. It's not like, it's not 50K. It's not 100K. It's most definitely not. And I it's probably not in American money, but
just in paper, nothing changed. After more than 77 years under this colonization, we're still looking forward to go back to our home villages.
I tell Musa that we'd like to see some of the illegal settlements that people have been talking about.
22 new illegal settlements on Palestinian land in the occupied West Bank.
My only exposure to their existence thus far had been through Louis Theroux's recent documentary, Settlers, where he was able to gain rare access behind the curtain of these ultra-nationalist enclaves, which he claims contain people even more extreme than those he interviewed in South Africa after apartheid.
I'm so uncomfortable using the word Palestinian because I don't think that it exists.
Just the lethality of it and the extent to which the objective of the settlers is to for many of them, it's to drive the Palestinians out. Like under apartheid, the white South Africans, they didn't tend to say like, we want to drive the Africans, the black Africans out.
You can have Johannesburg. Is that Johannesburg?
Yeah.
Okay, I give it to you tonight.
Okay. They wanted to subject them to a punitive and degrading legal regime, but they weren't routinely, as I understand it, every day. I want to be careful how I say this because I don't want to appear to minimizing any aspect of apartheid. But
of course.
What I saw in the West Bank was a life that was day-to-day unlivable, where you couldn't endless check, hours to get anywhere if you could get anywhere.
Absolutely unlivable.
A sense in which you were just a stranger in your own land.
How much time are you gonna stay in Israel?
Hang on, but I don't think we're in Israel. Are we in Israel?
No, we're in Palestine.
You're in Israel now.
Are we?
No. We're in Palestine.
In the West Bank, no?
Hey, what's up, you guys? In today's episode, we covered the situation on the ground in the West Bank. But right now, I want to turn the attention over to Gaza to see how the mainstream media is covering things over there. So to find out, I'm going to pull up ground news right here on my phone, which is a dope-ass news aggregate that I use every single day.
I know. It's a super dope news aggregate, Andrew. It's so dope. You know what? I'm going to have to install it right now. That's how dope it is. Got ground
and that's
news.
ground.news/channel 5. I think by now, you know what to do. All right, back to Palestine.
Yeah, I know what to do,
says
Andrew.
that while there are some settlements around Ida and Bethlehem,
if you look there, this is one of the closest colony to Ida camp. It's called Gilo.
our best bet to get a true candid look at an urban landscape ripped apart by settlements would be about an hour south in the city of Hebron. So we hopped in the car and went for a drive.
Hell yeah. So this is an Israeli colony. And all the way to Hebron from now or even before, you're gonna see lots of
flags.
Zionist colonies. When it's not legal according to the agreements.
He says that it might take us up to 5 hours to get there because of the sheer volume of highway checkpoints that have been built by the Israeli military. Today, there's over 800 checkpoints, and their primary purpose is safety, which means keeping Palestinians away from settlements and off of the pristine, separate highways they've built between settlements and into mainland Israel for cars with yellow Israeli license plates.
That makes
but our
sense.
car had a green Palestinian license plate, which destined us to hours in traffic and potential military detention without cause. And here's why. So back in the 90s, there was something called the Oslo Accords, an alleged peace negotiation between the Israeli state and the Palestinian Authority, which would supposedly end in an amicable two-state solution. During Oslo, and for a 5-year...
that are what?
Which would
Blended
supposedly...
like this? This is not two states. This is one area that is clearly still separated in many different ways. I feel like one state doesn't have another state inside of it. You know what I mean?
Amicable two-state solution. During Oslo, and for a 5-year temporary period, the West Bank was divided into 3 administrative zones, Area A, B, and C. Area A, representing 18% of the land, but a far majority of the Palestinian population, was under full control of the PA, Palestinian Authority. Area B, representing 22% of the land and mostly encompassing rural communities and certain sections of Jerusalem, was under the shared control of the PA and the Israeli army. And then Area C, representing a whopping 61% of the land but home to very few human beings, was under full Israeli military occupation. Notice I said temporary because all this land was supposed to be transferred back to the Palestinians by the year 2000. But that same year, peace talks collapsed, sparking the second intifada that I mentioned earlier, and keeping these temporary A, B, and C zones in place to this day. What that looks like in 2026 is the dramatic restriction of movement for Palestinians between West Bank Area A cities like Aida Camp/Bethlehem and Hebron, which are only connected through roads that run through Area C under Israeli military law. And of course, it's in these C zones that almost all the settlements exist, which look almost nothing like I thought. I had a vision in my head, likely informed by social media, that most settlers were young, crazy kids on the hilltops like the one that I'd previewed earlier. Yet the colonies that Musa and I drove by, almost every few miles, look more like gated communities in Scottsdale, Arizona, advertising relatively affordable subdivision-style cul-de-sac spacious homes with swimming pools and nearby access to grocery stores and movie theaters. At that moment, I began to understand what Louis Theroux meant when he talked about the diversity of settlements.
I can't say exactly how many settlements there are, but there's a lot. I think more than 100, maybe 200 or 300. And in addition, there are what are called outposts, which are almost like like the eggs of settlements, like they kind of in embryonic form, where it's a bunch of extremists, Israeli activists, often youth, settler youth, take a hill or take a little area, put camps up, and then oftentimes the IDF will de facto kind of defend them, but they're not recognized by the Israeli state. So we saw one recently legalized under Israeli law, but not under international law, outpost. That was Eviatar. And that was there. It was a kind of religious nationalist settlement of a fairly extreme sort, and the caravans. But there's other settlements where they are larger and more suburban looking. So at least some, or maybe most of the people there will be either economic migrants, interlopers, like they're people who've gone there mainly to get cheap housing. And then some of them are ideological settlers who've come from America or elsewhere. And then there's even more extreme and crazy ones that we didn't get into because most of them don't really want outsiders in there.
You think they know that it's wrong what they're doing?
They know that the world views it as wrong.
As Musa and I drive and are forced to take the long way, I'm struck by the beauty of the land.
They probably know what they're doing is
wrong.
The
rocky, rolling hills of Palestine are like a gently astroturfed hybrid of the sweeping cliffs that surround Lake Mead outside Vegas, and I begin to understand why so many people feel a deep, unshakable connection to the land. It's nice, man. As we make our way to a checkpoint, I notice a strange red sign in the distance.
This road leads to Area A under the Palestinian Authority. The entrance for Israeli citizens is forbidden, dangerous to your lives, and is against the Israeli law.
Oh wow, that was a threat. Okay.
We need to be quick.
Musa says it's been put up by the Israeli army as a way to instill fear in mainland visitors and restrict commerce, and that it marks the beginning of an Area A enclave. Across the street, I also notice a bulldozer on a hilltop that appears to be tearing down a local village.
The mountain you see on top, it was occupied recently by settlers, and now they are setting up caravans. And you see down the road here, they installed the yellow gate.
Wait, but I thought Area A was for the Palestinian people, right? So from what I remember him explaining, it's like Area A. Here, we're gonna go back to 1802, but it's like
Area A representing 18%.
Yeah. Okay. Area A is they get 18%. Area B is like
of the land, but a far majority of the Palestinian population was under full control of the PA,
Palestinian control.
Palestinian Authority.
And so Area A is Palestinian control. Area B is joint control, and Area C is Israeli control. Interesting. We're gonna go back to 802. We're almost done. 1802.
When they close
what the hell?
It was occupied recently by settlers, and now they are setting up caravans. And you see down the road here, they installed the yellow gate. When they close it, Palestinians who own the agricultural lands, they don't have access to it.
I step across the street to get a camcorder shot.
The soldier is watching us.
Watch out, Andrew.
English.
Watch out, Andrew. Whoa!
Oh, I'm taking a video.
Fuck.
For the crime of taking a camcorder shot of an illegal settlement while in the company of Palestinians within Palestine, I was placed under Israeli detention by two teenagers from New Jersey.
Two teenagers from what? Two teenagers from, from New Jersey.
Placed under Israeli detention by two teenagers from New Jersey.
Hello?
They couldn't explain the crime, but seemed more than happy to give out the time. If you'd like to see and hear about the next phase of our journey, where I explain the interrogation process, visit the Al Ibrahim Mosque on both sides, and witness the invasion of Central Hebron by a group of settlers, head to our Patreon at www.patreon.com/channel5, where you can also see our complete sit-down interview with documentarian Louis Theroux. As many of you guys know, Channel 5 is a completely independent, probably 10-person organization that is almost always being sued by at least one rich and powerful person.
Wow.
We make some money from ad reads and some money from merch sales, but the far majority of our working income comes from our Patreon subscriber base. A sizable army of real ones, all of whom pay $5 a month to support the mission and gain access to an exclusive catalog of new, uncensored, early, and epic content. So if you want to see some cool stuff and also support us while doing it, I'm going to put the link in the description box and pinned comment of this video. Again, that's patreon.com/channel5. Hope you guys have a great day.
Channel 5 live worldwide. Wow, man. Wow. Damn, okay. Interesting. So, I mean, hey, you know where I gotta go, man. I gotta go straight to that Patreon, man. I gotta go straight to that Patreon. Get some merch from Andrew, from my boy Andrew. Support him. Damn, man, he got arrested at the end. What the hell? What the hell? He got detained.
Interrogation process. Visit the Al Ibrahim Mosque on both sides. Unhappy to get for the crime of taking a camcorder shot of an illegal settlement while in the company of Palestinians within Palestine. I was
Wow. Damn, man. All right. Well, I mean, hey, we still learned a lot. That was a really good video. Man. That was a lot, man. I didn't know about this at all. We got A, B, and C. And look, of course, Israel gets 60%. How could this possibly in any universe be seen as fair? We got A, we got B, and then we got 60% of the pie, bro. They got 60% of the pie. I mean, at least they took 60% when they could have took 75. You know what I mean? They could have took 80. But holy. Wow, man. I did not know about
Ida
this.
Camp / Bethlehem and Hebron, which is between West Bank Area A cities like Ida Camp.
Oh, anyway, I think that's about it. Hey, man. We learned a little bit about Palestine. Wasn't too long of a video, but we learned a lot. Really good video, Andrew. I'm going to go get some merch. I'll see you guys.